2018 comes to a close. We are taking stock of it. It is a year that began in extraordinary fashion against the backdrop of a disputed election and with division in the country occasioned by politics. The political heat generated by the 2017 elections persisted into 2018, with the temperatures only coming down after the now much talked about handshake. But with the handshake, politics around the Uhuru Kenyatta succession began in earnest, playing out for the better part of 2018. NTV's Leila Mohammed takes a look at the year that was in Kenyan politics.
The events that took place here at the Uhuru Park on the 30th of January 2018 literally shook the nation and almost tore it apart into two pieces. But then again, the leader of opposition then, Raila Odinga, taking a bold step to swear himself in as the people's president. But those events literally turned out to be a different direction for the political sphere into this country, where the politics of 2022 have begun taking shape in 2018.
So help me God.
Despite fears of a government crackdown, ODM leader Raila Odinga drove into the packed historic Uhuru Park grounds minutes to noon and took his place at the podium to take an oath as president, astounding both friend and foe.
I, Raila Amolo Odinga.
This event took place having been postponed twice earlier, capturing the attention of many. Raila had kept a promise he made earlier.
We will not act in fear.
The unrest that had gripped parts of Western Kenya was replaced by cheers after the purported swearing in. The swearing in had set the stage for an uncertain political future for Kenya, with the government keen to demonstrate that it was fully in charge.
There is a committee which is Assumption of Office Committee.
Weeks later, key players at the January 30th event were taken into custody. Ruaraka MP TJ Kajwang, the advocate who presided over the swearing ceremony, was arrested and charged.
It's clear that it's not about the charges. It is clear that it's just about punishment.
This is my uncle's house. This is my uncle's house. The arrest of Nairobi gubernatorial candidate and fierce critic of the Jubilee government, Miguna, changed his fortunes, more so after he was declared persona non grata.
Where's my passport? I'm not going anywhere.
Miguna got temporary reprieve when Kenyan aviation authorities backed off. He was to board a Dubai-bound flight where he was expected to connect to his adopted country, Canada. Days to this event, Kenyans woke up to news of a raid at his home where the detectives took him into custody before trashing the house in search of evidence. While many expected that he would be arraigned before a magistrate in Milimani, Miguna appeared at the Ngong Law Courts in Kajiado, despite a High Court order compelling the police to present him before a High Court judge in Milimani.
A Kenyan citizen has a right to come in and leave.
Miguna was already at the JKIA at a time when his lawyers and Raila Odinga combed through the courts in search of him. Miguna later said he was drugged and put on a flight without personal effects of identification and was received in Canada by family and Kenyans living there. Raila's visit to the airport where he was being held did not help his case much. The bad blood that once existed between Miguna and the former Prime Minister boiled to the surface once more. Miguna felt Raila did not apply himself in getting him out of trouble with the authorities, and from then on he did not miss an opportunity to hit out at his former boss, castigating his leadership and calling him a traitor.
Learned friend of Mr. Mbete is saying, Cliff Mbete is saying that he was undocumented.
Miguna was not the only one who felt unhappy after the swearing-in ceremony. The unity within the NASA fold began to shake when supporters faulted Raila's core principles for not showing up at Uhuru Park on January 30th.
And you don't unleash all your heavy weapons at the same target at the same time.
the foursome putting on a brave face to show a united front to their supporters who had expressed their disappointment at the three core principles for failing to live up to their expectations. In January, sections of the media had reported differences among the leaders on whether to go ahead with the ceremony and what would be the legal repercussions of the same. Raila swearing in saw him gain much and lose much in equal measure.
Senator Moses Wetangula's service as a Senate minority leader ceases with immediate effect.
The first signs of cracks within the opposition began showing when members of the Senate removed Moses Wetangula, a NASA co-principal and party leader of Ford Kenya, from his position as the minority leader of the Senate.
Mr. Speaker, I delivered a resounding vote to the leader of ODM.
Siaya Senator and key Raila ally James Orengo taking over responsibility at the Senate, much to the displeasure of Ford Kenya party members.
If anybody wants a divorce, it will be noisy, it will be messy, it will be unhelpful, and it will have casualties.
The politics in the NASA port threatened to boil and spill over. ODM leader Raila Odinga changed the game by making another political deal at Harambee House, dubbed the handshake. 10 years after first shaking hands with President Mwai Kibaki, Raila was once again changing the political sphere of the nation by shaking hands with President Kenyatta, a bitter rival just a few months before this March 9th date. Without their key allies at the event, Raila and President Uhuru's newfound brotherhood stirred a lot of speculation over a split on both sides of the divide.
We need to save our children from ourselves. My brother and myself have therefore come together today to say this descent stops here.
A new beginning for our country. A beginning in which we hope that we shall march together as Kenyans and that we can differ in terms of political alignment, but always remain steadfast and united in matters Kenya.
While the NASA fold struggled to fend off murmurs of an imminent split, the ruling party was also facing the same over a disconnect between the president and his number two man.
Hii kijana anaitwa Ruto, unajua kila weekend anatanga kila pahali. Atakuwa anapitia hizi machorochoro. Akiona kuna kitu inaenda kona mumwambie. Si namna hiyo?
This statement by the head of state seeming to be understood by many in the public. The deputy president making several trips to zones seen as predominantly opposition strongholds and making new political friends who were once foes.
Nataka niwaambie dau hili ambalo mimi nimelipanda naitwa sishuki, kwa sababu nshaona nahodha na akili zake na waloshikananga nao tuna akili zetu.
In the 9 times he has visited Kilifi County on a development agenda, the DP has enjoyed the support of Malindi MP Aisha Jumwa, a key ODM figure at the coast. This new friendship upset a group within the opposition party ODM, which in December officially began its plan to remove both Jumwa and her Msambweni counterpart Suleiman Dori for openly flirting with the opposition.
Mkono wa Ruto uko wapi? Na wala musitikiswe, wala musiyumbishwe.
The trips have seen the deputy president crisscross various parts of the country from the coast to western Kenya with a development agenda which has won the hearts of some opposition leaders.
Maneno ya 2022 wachana naye. Before 2022 iko 2019, iko 2020, iko 2021, hiyo bado iko mbali. Nafasi ya sasa ni nafasi ya kufanya kazi ya wananchi.
The man of the hour seems to be Musalia Mudavadi, who insists that he is solidly in the opposition and does not intend to take on any political responsibilities that are to be drawn from the handshake.
And we will not be ready to go to a referendum until we have sorted out the IEBC. Because constitutionally, it's only the IEBC that has the mandate to conduct a referendum in this country.
While Raila is taking on a continental job which the president has attributed to the handshake, former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka has offered the president his services if needed.
I think nitakuwa mtu wa mkono wa Uhuru kuanzia sasa. Political alignments and realignments were a key figure of the political sphere in 2018, with the politics of 2022 playing a big role in how the year was shaped politically. But many Kenyans now insist that walking into 2019, they want more work from the political class than politicking. Leila Mohammed, NTV, Nairobi.